Ready?
The
Yep.
Bulldozer Matt Tremont, the 8-time Deathmatch Tournament winner, the former 2-time world champion, the owner of H2O Wrestling. And if there is one podcast to listen to, that is the Deathmatch Russell Podcast. Let's get ultraviolet, motherfuckers.
And good evening once again, fans. You're listening to the Deathmatch Russell Podcast. They're more than welcome to come on too anytime they want to come on.
Oh man, the girls top good like.
All right, it's a budget thing. Let's see what he's up to.
Thank you, man, and thank you for giving me the time.
Tune in right now. And good evening, everyone. You're listening to another episode of the Deathmatch Russell Podcast. My guest at this time, Charlie. How are you, Charlie?
Hey, Russell, how are you? How's everything?
And fans, this guy does a lot. He's a promoter. He does a lot behind the scenes. He does the soundboard. He does every kind of thing you want to know about wrestling, like behind the scenes. He does it. It's pretty. He does all the stage effects. It's awesome, and a lot more than that.
I appreciate that, Russell, man. That's actually one of the best intros I've ever had.
For any kind of wrestling entertainment, but one company I'm really hooked on, and it's starting to get me like. I'm going to be jumping aboard soon, but we'll talk about that later. Titan Championship Wrestling Entertainment Group. Here we are.
Right.
We're coming up on the last final show of the year.
Yep, that's right. Come up in about less than 2 weeks. Less than 2 weeks from now, believe it or not, November 14th.
Yes.
Live from our home area in Ocean Gate, New Jersey, over at the Willis Jones Memorial First Aid Park. It's Mount Olympus, baby. It is the Rumble. It is time to decide who will be the inaugural TCW Heavyweight Champion.
Absolutely. And you know what? Those guys deserve it. It's going to be a crazy night. The Rumble too. My God, they keep on adding more guys and mixing stipulations and this and that to every kind of match as well. Like I saw a scaffold. I saw now they're switching a scaffolding is going to be above the ring.
Yes, that's going to happen. Believe it or not, this is our. We want this to be all titles are on the line. Anyone that has a title in Titan, Goddesses, or even any of our organizations that we're affiliated with, Standalone Wrestling, has a title. It needs to be defended that night. As you see, the lineup is unbelievable.
Yeah,
it's like we're having 7. I believe it was 5 title matches, one tag team match, and one spotlight match that's being brought in from another company we'll be working with, happy to be a part with, is On Point Wrestling. Believe it or not.
Yes, and I actually had that guest on my podcast because they were supposed to be at a show and they never came. But they're looking forward to. They're looking forward to seeing what they can do, and it's going to be awesome.
It's like Jeffrey Kane over at On Point. I've been working with him beginning of the year, helping out with some flyer designs, and we made contact with him saying, "Hey, listen, you guys want to be a part of this? It'd be great." And lo and behold, he's doing the match that was supposed to happen in one of his events.
Yes,
right there.
I know, and Loudy's been working the business for so long, and he knows how to get the people that he wants to pick. And my God, and if he could bring it back wrestling to another organization, help out, this is what we need. Let's do it. Teamwork. It's all about teamwork.
Believe it or not, like I said, a lot of people say working together. It usually can never work. As long as you do it right and associate yourself with the right kind of people, it can work.
And I've been around Loudy long enough to know that he's one of those guys to just be good and you get your money's worth for a show. I mean, my God, I used to go to all the On Point shows, watch it. Every single wrestler came through that door. My God, and they're on TV as well.
Oh yes.
It's which is actually two guys we'll be seeing are featured, I believe, this weekend coming up on AEW Dark. Local,
that's right. One of them, Stephen Gipke, part of the Jersey Muscle Society. This is second appearance on AEW Dark, and we are, Gipke has been a great worker for Titan. He's had some awesome matches. He's worked against, I believe, Aliyah Baratz. He's worked against, of course, Casey Navarro. He had a triple threat match against Red Titus and Casey Navarro. And now we are privileged to announce that he is one of the Rumble entrants to the Mount Olympus Royal Rumble. Become the heavyweight champion.
So we're getting some spotlight. Spotlight is where they need to be seen, and my God, it's going to be great to see them go at it in the ring versus whoever in the Rumble.
Just take a look at that Rumble itself. If you look at it, we haven't announced the lineup of who's going to be in. Around this week. We are going to announce the lineup for the Rumble, but I can tell you one of them right now, so I've been saving just for you if you'd like.
Spoiler, fans, for all you fans listening right now.
Sure. As you see up front and center of the poster, we have a WWE star, former WWE star, coming to work with us, Alpha Jr., who was formerly known as Manu.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. And I am here to tell you here on this podcast that Alpha Jr. is now entered into the Mount Olympus Rumble to become the inaugural TCW heavyweight champion.
Wow. That's going to be wow. And that guy's been seen around. He's been around, and my God, I've never seen him way back. He's been around. That guy, he knows what he's doing. So you don't know.
Yeah, but Moen Buttons line of him is just unbelievable. To where that the work is unbelievable. You're going to get a 5-star match out of this guy.
But you know what? 5-star this guy. But you know what? All the talent, no matter what, is what we're looking at and scout. You guys scout the best to see who is going to be, the next big thing and come out and entertain the crowd. And, because, what, we're fans of wrestling. We would love it. We just, who's going to be the next, it's our local WrestleMania. It's our local federations. This is talent that's local that we know who's been, seen around in different promotions in the area, traveled the West Coast, East Coast, made it to Japan, London, UK,
they're all international travelers, national travelers. They get there. They get out there and put the work in. You know what I mean? They get out there and put the work in to get themselves known, and it's what catches our eye. You know what I mean? If you got guys out there are busting their rear ends, putting the work in, putting on great performances, great fan interaction, everything. Why wouldn't we want them at Titan? It makes no sense not to have them at Titan. So believe me.
Yeah, absolutely, you're right. Because you know what, us, as a fan of wrestling myself, and I've seen these people grow and strong, and I've seen what they can do, and you know what, it's a way to show that they can do more than they can, and to win the belts is what it's all about, and winning the crowd over,
It's the whole thing. That is the whole thing. It's all about the fans in this business. If it's never about the fans, it doesn't work. You know what I mean?
No.
The fans are the reason we're here. The fans are the reason we continue to perform. The fans are the reason we continue to bring great events, great talent. They're the reason why they're here.
Yeah, I mean, really, people don't. I mean, really, you guys, that's what it's all about. People don't realize, wrestling's wrestling, but, you look at the fans, you watch the crowd, you see what they're doing. You keep your eye on who, wow, this guy's going to look at this fan. He's really studying this match. Like, you can tell who's really into it.
Where I sit, Russell, in my area where I sit, I have the perfect aspect view of everything that's going on. And I'm not just watching the matches; I'm watching everything that's around the matches because it kind of gives a feel if we're doing right or doing wrong.
That's why I always, if you ever notice, Charlie, I always sit front row at a show because I want to catch every.
Oh, we can't, brother. We can never miss you, man. We can never miss you.
Can never miss me in a front row. But no, to catch the action and just to study who is the next, who do you think is going to be and what tag team is going to, and female talent as well, dominate the scene, which they are doing. My God, as we've seen last couple of weeks ago at Goddesses of War, That was an awesome event. Although we had an injury, and I didn't really know about, Charlie Cruel got sent away to the hospital.
Yes, she did have a little injury in the ring, but thankfully everything turned out perfectly okay. We've Billy has been keep contact with her along with other people like Chad and stuff, and she's doing perfectly fine. She's she was released that day.
Oh yeah, she's looking forward to coming back. I know it.
She's looking forward to coming back. We're looking forward to having her again when we start back up again, of course.
I've have friends who are wrestler friends who actually podcast with and watch her every day at a local federation in, I believe, Indiana area or not Michigan somewhere. But they keep track on who she is, and she's a good up and coming person who's been.
Oh yes, it is. Yes, she is. Believe me.
But that's not all, man. We got like the goddesses coming, like we say, we have them back at the show. They're in the
goddesses will be in action. What happened was at the Jackson event we had this past Jackson event in the for Furious Intentions. The match.
My God, that crowd! I'll tell you what, that was a sellout. Like we walked right up and people just kept coming and coming and coming. Like I was blown away, Charlie.
Believe me, when I saw that, because I wasn't paying much attention to that crowd because I'm concentrating on what's going on in the match.
Yeah.
And then Billy tapped me on the shoulder and says, "Charlie, did you see the crowd?" He says, "No, I really have time. I think you just stand up and look."
Yeah.
So the first time I stood up the entire night, looked at the chair, and says, "Oh my God, we're packed."
And it blew my mind as a fan. I keep my eye like, hey, all right. This is going to be a good night of wrestling. Yeah, better be, because, you're selling a crowd, and that's local. Jackson is a big area to be, midway of all the, people don't know Jackson as much. But
that was actually the first time since the pandemic we've actually moved from a location to do a show from a different area. And we were very happy with the Jackson Fire Station 55. They were really good people. Yeah. They were very accommodating to us. They helped us, get us an idea what to do. We got there. We were social distancing. We were doing everything possible to follow the guidelines.
Yeah.
We did not allow anybody inside the actual firehouse building itself. So we actually brought in porta potties to make sure everything was secure, everything was perfect. And believe it or not, we'll be back at Jackson, of course, sometime next year, which is great. And it helps because it keeps us not too far from our original fan base in Ocean Gate. So it's like we have our fan base and our new fan base coming to the area too.
Yeah, and that's what you want, and more to come. More. Who knows? Territories could be moving everywhere in Jersey. My God, there's plenty of areas that we know that wrestling people know that, like Ocean County is known for wrestling. Brick Township, who knows? Maybe be back at the PAL building. You never know. You never
know what's going to happen with us. There's that we're all waiting. Waiting, clinching our teeth, waiting to get back into a building. The hardest thing to do this year, and if anyone asks any promoter you want, the hardest thing to do is actually try to run a show outside, because you have so many factors that can possibly happen. You got the weather, you got the certain township permits, certain everything.
Yeah,
everything you have to follow through do an outdoor event. It's not like you go into a building. Okay, if it rains, you're inside a building. If it's the day of the show and it starts all of a sudden drizzling and raining, now what? You know what I mean?
You got to get a tent, or got to buy a tent, got to rent a tent, got to do this, got to do that. Yeah, it's not worth it.
So it's so much. It's so much. You know what I mean? It's a lot of work, but we've done it. You know what I mean? We were we were happy to say that we were the first out the gate in June. We were the first ones to go out to do a Family Pro Wrestling event on June 20th when we first came out with the Drive-In Brawl. We had when those tickets went on sale for Drive-In Brawl a week and a half, they were sold out. It was unreal. Like we had a limit of about maybe, I believe it's 25 cars.
Yeah, that's
within 2 weeks. Those 25 cars were gone.
I would have loved to have been there, but I was hanging home, being a smart one,
Oh yeah,
being a smart fan, But I'll travel. That, and I'll be, this November is going to be busy. After after the 7th, I'll be in Atlantic City for 2 shows. I'm going to be going to Game Changer Wrestling presents the NGI 5.
Okay.
And then other shows as well. And Stan Styles is making his appearance again. I'll be doing.
Styles, he's another great guy. We were
Intergender Bonanza 7, I believe it's going on. My God. And then I think I'm done for a while. Let Christmas be Christmas until the new year. We start the right way again.
Yeah, but like I said, that after November, we know for a fact it's going to be too cold to run outside. It's like we're not even going to take the chances. We don't even want to book a building yet because we don't even know what is going on yet. So it's going to be kind of hard to program a show, not waiting to see. So what we're doing is we'll be taking a break until it comes time because there's nothing we can do. But with us taking a break doesn't mean you're not going to have Titan. What's going to happen is that all of our shows that we have done already ready to go are going to be broadcast on Mob 5 TV. So you can go subscribe to Mob 5 TV.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a cool concept. I need to check into it. I got to look into it and order myself. It's really
believe it or not, it's $5 a month, which isn't bad. $5 a month. Not only do you get the content of Titan and Goddesses, but you're getting whatever content Mob 5 TV has. Mm-hmm. So you can view our Titan and Goddesses events. That will come out. Believe it or not, after we're done taping, about a month after the tape, because got to get the experience. The tickets will sell. You can't do that.
Yeah. You're not like the IWTV people.
No. Not like an IWTV or the guys that fight that. They're all great people. Believe me. It's just it's hard to get streaming coverage when you're middle of a park. It's like where's the nearest Wi-Fi? We have to borrow our neighbor's modem or some stuff like that.
It's like when they did that show for WrestlePro, right, in Alaska. My God, they had to use GoPro. They were live, like in Alaska, from their GoPro team was there to help out, so they could go live on Facebook just to show their content. For that, it was crazy. It's crazy, but WrestlePro does good too as well. Shout out to them.
The guys at WrestlePro, they're awesome guys. Papa, Kevin Matthews, all great guys. We actually work with a bunch of their wrestling talents on our shows, like Sean Donovan, Nikos Ricos, Elia Baratz, of course. He's constantly with WrestlePro 2 as well. And Vicious Vicky, of course, our Goddess Champion, is one of WrestlePro's students, which is actually awesome too. She's one of the talents.
Yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, I got to hit her up this week, Vicky. I got to hit you up still. I'm sorry. I totally.
Don't leave Vicky hanging. She yell at you, and you in trouble, man. Don't do that.
I know. I think I did that on the JMZ News.
You end up on JMZ News, and you leaving Vicky hanging. It's not good. Yeah, believe in God. Vicky, our Goddess Champion, has been doing a phenomenal job getting that. And like I said, she's going to have her competition worked out for her pretty well. This will come up November 14th between Christina Marie and Gabby Ortiz. So believe me.
Gabby Ortiz, the one and only. My God. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a great experience.
Well, just take a look at the lineup on November 14th. If you look at the lineup, we have seven matches, and of course the big Rumble. You know what I mean? So you got the middleweight championships on the line. Nikos Ricos is putting the championship on the line against the Bad Apple, Matt McIntosh, which is going to be a phenomenal match.
That's going to be that's a match right there for like TV. Yeah. That's
You have Sean Donovan putting the Standalone Wrestling Heavyweight Championship on the line. Thank you, Chad, at Standalone Wrestling, for allowing the belt to be defended. On the line against Elia Baratz, which you got a powerhouse match right there. Mm-hmm. You got Anthony Bennett putting the Standalone Wrestling Cruiserweight Championship on the line against Dilf Del Tano, one of the members of the Foundation of Wrestling, or they call themselves FOW. You got, of course, you love it. You're waiting for this one, the scaffold match between.
My God, yes, that's going to be.
Yes, there's going to be a 15-foot scaffolding erected ringside for them to use. So you can imagine now. You saw Waylon Cage win the title in Jackson when he leaped off the top of that cage.
Yeah.
So imagine you have this scaffolding into play now during this match. So imagining what this guy is planning to do then. So
the doors will be broken. Let's just say that. Like
A lot may be broken, but doors probably the beginning, But if you take a look at these guys, you got Whalen Cage with Jared Silverkite in this corner, of course, going against the oddball Vincenzo.
Vincenzo, I know the one that just won the Rumble, and he well deserved.
Yes, he won the Val's Pals Rumble which was awesome. Believe me, Val, the Fowles Round family, again, getting to them, they're awesome people.
They really are. My God, he's suffering right now, but we're praying for him.
He went through surgery. He's in a lot of pain. We're all rooting for him. Kim and the Fowles Round family is like family to us, so we always look out for them.
They are. So shout out to them. We love you guys. But yeah, it just choked me when she had to. I don't know if there's like a special shirt we could look for on the internet, like Velcro shirts or something. I'm sure there are.
Yeah. The whole thing about him getting cut the shirts. Yeah, I know. I know for a fact one of our talents, Bill Pierce, actually has T-shirts that you can purchase for that to help Fowles Round. I don't know if he's still doing it or not. I'll have to look into that.
But speaking of T-shirts, you know what? This guy in the room, this guy Paul the Unknown. I like calling him Paul the Unknown. He's a pain-in-the-ass fan crew of mine, my crew. But he's saying T-shirts. Yes, TCW now has T-shirts.
Yes, they will be available that day. People have been knocking our message boards and phone calls saying, when will the merch be out? Well,
that's something.
I
know.
The first set of merch will be out to be available purchase at the show November 14th. We have 2 T-shirts that will be on sale. We have the Titan Championship Wrestling T-shirt, official black T-shirt, that'll be on sale. And we also have the property of Titan Championship Wrestling T-shirt, which will be a white shirt, which will also be on sale. Now, we're only going to have a limited amount of quantities for the first run.
Yep, just a sample, folks. Just a sample, folks.
People are asking about, people unfortunately won't be able to make it to the show if they can get shirts. We are working on our hardest to have a online shopping line to where that you can actually purchase a shirt and have it shipped directly to your house too as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of working on to get my lineup out there. I need to. It's time to just sit down on the computer and make some calls.
So. Like I said, Russ, how many events have you been with us so far? I usually look in the crowd once. I know I can't miss you, but I lose count once. How many Titan events have you been to? And Goddess too. So
probably these 2. That was it, I believe. 3 or 4 now. Yeah, because but now I'm hooked, and I'm gonna be I want to be a part of the team. I am. We all are part of the team. Everybody's part of the team. You got a lot of podcasts. You got a lot of podcasters who are really to thank for being a part of it as well.
Believe me, the podcasters like yourself, 2300, Bob Culture, Wrestling IQ 101. I can't even name them all. There've been so many that have been behind us. It's just I feel insulted that if I don't name them all, but it's just hard for me to remember them because there's always another podcast asks us to come up and say, hey, listen, you got to do an interview. Hey, Russ, I don't usually do interviews. I'm not really one to do interviews.
Right, I know. I know. You're behind the scenes. You just want to be left alone.
I'm the guy making all the noise. You know what I mean? It's like it's not ever about me. It's always about the guys. The guys putting the work in the ring. Doing the back work. Me, I'm just quiet.
I know you do, but you know what? You're the backbone of the company, and you do what you have to do.
I appreciate that, Russell. I appreciate you saying that.
Podcast. We want to get this stuff out there. That's why we want to keep on promoting. We want to keep people interested in what the products are. Because if it isn't, this social media. I retweet this shit up. I'll retweet your post every single day. I
noticed that too. Thanks, Bob, for blowing up my phone every 5 seconds. Every time you retweet something, every time you go it off. My phone goes off like a freaking rocket.
Sorry, I'll delete it. All right.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do
that. No. People love it though. It catches their eye. And
we try to. We try. It's all a group thing. Like with me, my position in the company is that I am the co-promoter. But, my job, honestly, and a lot of people put me down for saying this, but I say my job is to make everyone else look good. That's it. I'm not here to make myself look good. I don't need to look good. You know what I mean?
No,
my job is to make every single guy or girl that comes through that curtain look like $1 million, and that's what I try to do.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. And you and Anthony and Billy and Chad, of course, all put the work in, and we're proud of you guys. I'm proud of you guys.
Appreciate that. But like I said, that the posters that you see online, all the graphics and stuff, I sit down and design every single one.
Jeez.
Everyone asks where they come from. It's just, believe it or not, I designed every single one of them. Believe me, every single one you see online is me.
It's like me. It's like me. I do all my posters myself for all these podcasts.
It's like I look at it, go like this. You make the posters.
You know where I do all that? You know where I do it?
On your phone?
Seriously?
Me. I get home from my regular job during the day. Like I usually work from 3 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock. Okay, what do? I kiss my wife. I kiss my son. I love you guys. I go into the bedroom, lay down, and I'm on the computer designing a poster, designing a flyer, designing a match hype, programming music, programming lighting stuff.
It doesn't end. It doesn't end. But you'll have a break though, which is great. Think about it.
Yeah, I'll have my break. We'll have a couple months. We'll have a time off. But we're waiting. Once we get the word that we can go back in the buildings, we are not going to hesitate. We are not going to wait. We're going to find out when we can get into a building and go.
Because it's all what we love. It's our hobby. It's our wrestling. It really is.
Well, it's not really a hobby. For us, it's a business. You know what I mean?
It's a business. It's a hobby. But people, it's a hobby. Wrestling is a fan. It's a hobby.
Oh yeah. Like I said, I am appreciative to every single fan that comes and buys a ticket. There is not one time where I ever told a fan not to buy a ticket. You know what I mean? Or even not appreciate. Like the very first ticket that was sold for our very first event in January, the first person was waiting by the door. Billy can attest to this. That me and Billy walked to the door. I actually told Billy, "Let's do this the right way. Let's open up our very first show like an actual thing." We walked up to that front door together and shook hands with the very first fan that walked in and said, "Thank you very much for buying a ticket. Welcome to Titan Championship Wrestling." And let them all in the very first show.
Like this fan right here. Paul saying in the room, "I'm dedicated." And that's right, Paul. You are.
I appreciate that.
All the way up from New York. Believe it. My God, they travel.
Well, I was surprised to find out when we had our first Goddesses, believe it or not, our Goddesses show, we had people coming in from Maryland, upstate New York, Pennsylvania, going, wow, we didn't think it was going to be. The truth of the matter is about.
You know what? You need to hand him some flyers and let him.
Well, believe me, he could go online and print them out. It's okay. We do what we can, but honestly,
he wants to help out. See, I told him, Paul, you got to get a hold of this guy. Just help out.
Hold message, brother. I'll be happy to send you the graphic. Just print it out, put the flyers out. Just all we ask of the fans is this: always share, always retweet, always invite yourself to the event page, and that's the best way you can show your fan appreciation. I won't make a fan and go out there and hang a flyer. That's not their really part, but it's appreciated that they do. But all we ask of the fans is to say, hey, listen, guys, you love what we do. Keep sharing it out there. Keep telling people Titan. Goddess.
That's why. If you ever notice my tweets, I say like, share, retweet. That's
it. Like, share, retweet. We actually when we started doing the page, sharing the page out for the first time. They say like, invite, share, and repeat. That's I kept putting it out there. Anyone sees it, I used to put it out there a lot. Like, invite, share, and repeat, and people constantly do it. So. We are almost at actually, believe it or not, we're about maybe 80 away from our 3,000th like on Facebook. We're about maybe 5 away from our 4,000 follower on Facebook, which is unreal. It's just unreal. We can never
I know. It's like me. It's like content just keeps going. It just grows. You look at your numbers, and
but getting back to the Goddesses, believe it or not, I'll tell you a funny story. The Goddesses that when we announced we were going to do a all-women show, a Goddesses event, we have promoters and some talent, maybe some fans too, telling us, don't do it. It's a bad idea. Don't do it. Goddesses, women's shows never work. Don't do it.
Oh, my God.
I said,
really?
listen, because we won't know till we try it. So let's try it. There were plenty of great women's companies out there like Shimmer, just to name one, WSU, all these great women companies out there. But the problem is a lot of them are kind of going a different, unfortunately, a lower route, and I don't know why. So we decided to say, you know what? There are no women's companies in the Jersey Shore area. Let's try it. Let's see how it works.
Break it out because it needs to be seen. You know.
Yep. And so we had Goddesses Award, our very first one, our debut show, and it was originally supposed to be scheduled in March, which was supposed to have Nyla Rose and Alicia Edwards on the show, but unfortunately, the pandemic hit, and we had to postpone. So when we rebooked the show, we couldn't get these people because of the fact they weren't allowed rights, the pandemic, and all this other stuff. So it's just so much. So we had straight indie talent on the show, and believe it or not, the turnout was unreal. And the actual agents and the promoters and the fans that said to us that it was a bad idea were there that day, and they either told us that day or the next day, we apologize. It wasn't a bad idea. It worked. Right. So it was an unreal experience for them too. So believe me.
Well, you know what? Look at Titan now, and look at Goddesses now. It's 2020, and it's going to be better in 2021.
We ran hard this year.
I know.
During the pandemic, we ran hard. Listen, we can attest saying that it wasn't easy. You know what I mean? There were times when me and Billy were sweating, going crazy, trying to get people to come. It wasn't easy, but you know what? We didn't stop. We refused to give up. We refused to freaking bow down. So that's why in November 14th, we realized the fact, okay, we can't go in December because it could be too damn cold. So we ain't gonna do no snowball matches. As much as we want to do a snowball match, it'd be great, but no, it will never work.
Sorry, Lady Frost.
Sorry, Lady Frost. You know what I mean? But we're gonna do the smart thing and say, okay, November 14th, we're gonna wait until it comes time. If we have to wait, if they don't open buildings to April, okay, we'll wait till April. Who cares? But we're not going nowhere. We're not going to say, okay, we're done for the year. Have a good day. The company's closed. I'm going to go back to sitting on my ass doing nothing and everything else. That's it. No, we're just going to be patiently waiting, like every single organization out there, just being waiting.
And then that's the way to get more scouting and search who's
it gives us time to retweak a couple things. It gives us time to work on more production work. Like, believe me, I have a book in my house right now that actually has everything I want to get production wise when we get back into a building. And this book is thick,
Yes. And it's not cheap. Sure.
Is that?
I said it's not cheap, that's for sure.
No. Every time I message Billy, hey, brah, I'm going to be picking this up, but he has a heart attack. But that's besides the point.
That's okay. It's okay. It's what you need.
But to me, it's like this. It's never about the lights and the sound and how much freaking voltage you can have during a show without having a blackout. That's great.
Yeah.
If it doesn't count in the ring and the action, it doesn't count. Period. You know what I mean? They're not going to come back to see lights and flashes. They're going to come back to see what's going
lights
on.
and fire, pyro, and this and that. Come on.
Oh yeah.
I mean, jeez. Let's see what you guys can do. That's awesome. But that's it, Charlie. Let's call it a night, buddy. I got to get up at 5:30, hit the garbage truck route, and call it a day. And I got to go.
I get up a lot earlier than work than you, brother. I'm up at work at 2:30 in the morning. Get up and get out the door at 3:15 in the morning.
I fucking chewed on a piece of fucking beef jerky and I broke my fucking tooth again. So I got to go to the dentist. But Charlie, you know what? Let's put all the fucking information up here for everybody. I got it right in front of me, so they can check out. Bam!
There we go. Look at that. That's the miracles of technology right there. That's it. You push your finger and things change. I love that.
It is. If it doesn't get stuck.
Well, then we got a problem. Yeah. If it gets stuck on that for the rest of the day, that's good marketing for me. So don't worry about it.
That is. But yeah, this is where everybody can follow Titan Championship Wrestling. Like, share, retweet, and check them out.
Like,
go online.
Share, tweet, and repeat. That's it. Like, share, tweet, and repeat.
And
like Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, that guy. All right. Brock Lesnar. Yeah. He's not even a wrestler no more. I can't even talk about him. I don't even know. But you know what? Let's looking for that event. Let's have fun at Titan coming up November 17th, 14th.
Less than 2 weeks. 14th. Less than 2 weeks away.
2 weeks.
Yeah, I'll leave the information. Less than 2 weeks away, Titan Championship Wrestling presents Mount Olympus live from Willis Jones Memorial First Aid Park in Ocean Gate, New Jersey. Look up the Ocean Gate EMS off of Cape May Avenue. The park is right there. Advance, bring your own chair. Tickets start at $20. We have row 1, 1, 2, where we will supply the chair for $25. And right now, until 5 p.m. the day before the show, we have a Titan 4-pack special. You get 4 bring your own chairs for $65, which is a great deal. $65.
That is a good deal.
If you guys want to wait to the door, I'm going to warn you guys, $25 the day of the show. So I suggest always to buy early. We have 7 great matches, 5 of them are title fights, and of course, we end off the night, the main event, the Mount Olympus Rumble, where we will decide who will become the inaugural Titan Championship Wrestling.
And not only that, Charlie, you never know. Surprise.
You never know what's going to happen that night. Like I said, that there are planned surprises that night, so we can't give it away. Sorry, you have to buy a ticket to find out.
You have to be there.
Yep, exactly.
Charlie, thank you for coming on. And
problem.
Have a good night.
Time. I appreciate everything, and you have a wonderful night too.
All right, and I'll tell Paul to reach out to you so you can do that business.
Please tell him to message me. Facebook, Twitter. Best thing always get me on Facebook.
I know how. I finally got you. I unblocked you.
Yeah. We were like going to try to, bro. You're not sharing my stuff, bro. You got me blocked.
What?
How the hell you blocked? I'm not the one on my end. I'm not blocked. You blocked me. Like going back and forth, like Abbott Costello, who was on first. Exactly. You blocked me. No, you blocked me.
Right. Absolutely. Charlie, you have a good night, my friend, and talk to you again online.
No problem. Have a good night.
I'll talk to you on JMZ live. Okay. We'll be.
Oh no, I don't do that show. He has to pay me money for that show.
I know. He tries to get you. But we all.
You guys every time, hey, come do my show. You don't got enough money in your wallet to get me on that show. Don't you doing it?
I'll tell you what. I always love putting those little videos up. I put the SeaWorld. I had to crack up. I had to get. I get him good. Chad and I always love busting his balls. He's a great. That's one. You know what? That's one of the hardest working independent.
I will give credit where credit's due. John has been absolutely a dream. He may be a pain in the rear.
Yes.
Which is true. He may be a pain in the rear, but you know what? He is out every single other day putting flyers up for us. And if he can't get a ride to put up flyers, he's on his bike. With his bike actually putting flyers up with his bike, taking a bus to put flyers up. I will give credit because John is one of those great guys.
He always is. So, John, you're awesome.
Even though I will not do his show, he's a great guy.
Yes. All right, Chad. All right, Charles. Charles.
Oh, you were way off on that one.
That's it. I'm leaving this headquarters now. Leave my studio black wall. All right. Nah. But anyway, let's close this out. I'm going to play the video exiting, and you could just leave the room. How's that?
Have a good night, my friend. You have a safe night too.
You too. Good night, Charlotte.
Bye.
Fans, what a great podcast that was tonight. I want to say thank you to my guest, Charles. And he's does a lot for the company of Titan, for a lot of wrestling companies. He actually is the behind the scenes, does a lot of magical stuff. And you know what? It's teamwork, wrestling. But you know what? We're all in it for one thing, wrestling. Support wrestling and be there. And fans, make sure you get to this event on November 14th in the Willis Memorial Park. I believe I forget the name of the park, but they can yell at me again. But be there at the EMS building in Ocean Gate, New Jersey. See you ringside. Good night, everybody. Till next time, to the Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast. Another episode. Tune in.
the Bulldog.
You can find more Deathmatch Russell podcasts on the following social media: deathmatchrussell.com, follow on Twitter at DavidNJ32, and on Facebook, facebook.com/DJDaveNJ32, Instagram at DavidNJ36. Hey, wrestling fans, I want to mention Collar and Elbow. Collar and Elbow was founded on traditional values of professional wrestling. Two entities working together to create a product intended to connect with people on an emotional level, a symbiotic relationship where one cannot flourish without the other. We strive to create a product that embodies our passion for professional wrestling expressed through street fashion. Visit collarandelbowbrand.com and use the promo code Deathmatch Russell Podcast and save 10% off when you make a purchase. Collar and Elbow, where wrestling passion meets street fashion. Me on Podcast City Network at podcastcity.net, facebook.com/Podcast City Network. Hit the like button and share. And on Twitter at Podcast City Net. You can hear Deathmatch Russell Podcast on Stitcher Radio and on iTunes.